All right, Kaveri, go ahead. So what is the current situation there?
Well, the buildings within the site that Maverick Holdings has gotten from the Bangalore Municipal Corporation has been almost entirely demolished, and there are very few families living inside. Almost everybody has been pushed to the streets on the perimeter of the site, and that's where they're living now, out in the cold, without any safety for their children, any safety for their possessions. It makes it very difficult for them to go to work. And, most of them in Bangalore, you need to pay an advance deposit of a minimum of 15 to 20,000 rupees before you can get a rental home.
Okay.
And that's not the kind of money which most people either have or were prepared to have, because the demolitions took people completely by surprise.
Right.
That's the situation now.
Okay, but so what kind of relief efforts are you guys providing there, or is the government or the BBMP going to provide some compensation?
The government is doing absolutely nothing. We are organizing food, water, because they cut off the water connection. They demolished the toilets that people were using. They cut off obviously the electricity connections. So we're providing food, water, blankets to people.
I see.
And there's also an effort to try and help some people with the advance that they need for their homes, but that's proving to be a very difficult effort because of the huge number of people who've been displaced.
Right. So what is the way forward here? Are they looking for any temporary accommodation right now? Is someone going to provide this, or what is the way forward out of this?
We're trying everything we can. So we're trying to pressure the government to provide some kind of temporary place, because there are just too many people to find them houses, to move into, private houses to move into. So we do need to find some kind of common space for people. And we're actually suggesting that a portion of the land that they took people off should be used to rehabilitate them. Because in any case, the land is reserved for economically weaker sections. And even as per the terms of this agreement, which we think is completely anti-people in its sentiment, whereby the land has been handed over to a private company for partial development into a mall. The agreement still states that part of the land is going to be used to rebuild economically weaker sections' quarters. Mm-hmm. What is the problem with that portion of the land being used to house residents until they find another place to stay? And more importantly, their children live in this area, work and go to school in this area. And if they try and find another place with equivalently low rents and advances, they'll have to move very far out of the city. And it's going to be nearly impossible for those kids to continue in this school and to finish off their school year. And it's exam time now for the children. So it's a very critical time when for their kids, these parents are finding it impossible to move off the pavement.
I see. And what does Maverick Holdings say about this developing the housing for the weaker economic sections as per the contract?
Maverick, it just says that, they are pretending that that they have no say in anything, even though it's their land. And they're saying, the High Court ordered demolition, so there's nothing we can do about that.
I see.
It's true that there's nothing they can do about the High Court order, but it is their land and they can do something about housing people on that land temporarily until they find other options.
I see. So what other organizations are you guys working with at the ground level to provide these relief efforts?
Most of the work being done now is voluntary. It's not organized through a particular organization. Several organizations have contributed to maybe one meal a day by sending food. But there is no singular organization at all that has been coordinating the relief effort. It's been a massive network of volunteers. I see.
So if someone wants to come forward and help out, is there any website or any contact information that you'd like to share?
Sure. They can, if they wish to send money from far away, then there are a couple of accounts that we've set up. They can send money to my account, which is a personal account, but I'm sure most people prefer to send it to an organizational account.
Right.
The People's Union of Civil Liberties account is open for that use. And when people send their money, they can also just send an email saying how they would like it to be used, because most people would prefer their money to be used for, this food and water.
Okay.
But right now we're managing fine with those funds, and a lot of people are also directly coming forward with offers of food and water.
I see.
So if people are sending money from afar and are willing to help people with the advance money for their house, it'd be great if they could let us know.
I see, I see. Well, I
They can
know.
contact me at kaveri.indira@gmail.com
Okay,
if they would like to set up anything else or if they'd like to get bank account information or anything.
I see. So again, the email is kaveri.indira@gmail.com.
Correct.
All right. I know you've said you have to run for an important meeting, so I'm going to let you go now.
No meetings here. We're just trying to coordinate relief on the site. That's the only thing.
All right, all right. Well, keep up the good work, and hopefully I'll get back to you later whenever it's convenient for you.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank
There's
you.
also a petition online and at cleans.org called Stop dash demolitions dash and eviction, protect the housing rights of the residents of EWS quarters Koromangala. So if you just Google that and find the petition and sign it, that would also be helpful.
All right, Kaveri, thank you very much.
And yeah, any pressure coming from residents in the US
Uh-huh.
about the issues of slum dwellers here will really shake up the BBMP and the administration here, because they assume that there is nobody out to bat for
I
when
see.
they perpetrate gross injustices upon slum dwellers. Who there are also a lot of assumptions out there which I'm happy to combat anytime. But the major thing that everyone needs to know is that these are people who are legitimately paying rent and staying on the site.
I see.
These are not encroachers. This is BBMP land reserved for economically weaker sections, many of whom had sublet these houses because they were in such bad condition to even poorer people.
I see.
And so this is their land which was handed over to Maverick for development into a mall without the permission of the residents or without the knowledge of the residents.
I see.
So, yeah.
I see.
It's
And
important that people know the situation in which people were before they were evicted.
I see. And you are part of the People's Union for Civil Liberties?
I'm also a member of PUCL, yes.
I see. I see. Okay. All right. Got it. All right, Kaveri. Good luck with your work.
Wonderful. Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Well, friends, that was Kaveri Indira from People's Union for Civil Liberties, who is working at the ground level with the other volunteer organizations to provide relief effort for the people who are forcefully evicted from their legally owned housing. This is Suresh signing off for NRSMI. Thank you.